This video covers the installation of integrated circuit IC1, resistor R1, and capacitors C1 and C3 for the Elenco AM radio kit. Be sure to read the helpful companion document linked in the video description prior to soldering. IC1 484, integrated circuit 1. Now this is being called an integrated circuit, IC1. It looks like a transistor. If you're familiar with transistors, that's not quite the function. Let's install it. And this says see figure B. Here's all the information we need. So we're looking for the flat side right there, nice and flat. I'm going to spread out these legs just a little bit. Now, I didn't spread them out linearly. It's like a bit of a tripod. And as I follow the instructions, insert them like this. It's standing off pretty comfortably. That's the, if I try and force it in any further, I get a bit of resistance. So I'll just leave it there, holding it in with one finger, spreading out the leads on the back. You can see here where I'm actually making the connection. It's pretty close together. I'm concerned about here and here. It's pretty easy to create a solder bridge where you electrically connect them by putting solder across the 2 points. Be careful not to do that. If you do end up doing that, you want to use a solder sucker like this to remove the excess solder. You can try and pull it off with a soldering iron, but if you do, just be careful not to leave the iron on for too long. It may create heat damage for the components. Well, this looks pretty good to me. Let's remove the leads. Now we have R1. We'll be going back to this container, this first bag we opened, R1. Here, 100 kiloohms, brown, black, yellow, and gold. Brown, black, yellow, and gold. All right, so R1 is installed. Next, C1. Where is C1? Here we go. Let's cover the name. Now, capacitors come in a number of types. These, doesn't really matter which direction you install them. They function the same no matter which way the electricity flows. They do not have a polarity. Other capacitors, like these, do. So keep that in mind. C1 goes here. You can see here, there's solder coming off the side here. That's a little extra solder. We don't need it. I'll try to avoid doing that in the future. I just applied too much solder when I was soldering it. It'll work just fine. I don't like the look. C3. There we go. Now, if you were so unfortunate as to pull all these components off all at once, you may be asking yourself, how can I tell the difference between these things? If you look closely, there are numbers on the side here. 473. That corresponds to that number right there. And that number right there. C3. Just like the first one, it stands off just a little bit. That's where it just naturally lands. If I try and force it in, it's a bit difficult from this point, so that's where I leave it.
Watch this video to continue assembling your kit. If you have any questions about the material discussed in this video, please use the comments section below and we will get back to you as soon as possible. See you in the next clip.